Yo, 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 Big D here on a Sunday night after a long, exhausting weekend watching the PGA Championship at Southern Hills. Before I tell you about the craziness from the PGA Championship, please subscribe, like, and share the Smoky Spectrum Sports YouTube page. We'll be back at it this week with videos. Got a podcast, a couple, at least one, if not two podcasts coming out early next week. Champions League for your football fans coming out next week. So I can't wait to have that with my friend from the UK. Also, I've got a very special announcement coming this Thursday, so I can't wait to tell you about that. Also, check out the Big D podcast on Spotify and Apple. But if anybody tuned in to watch the 2022 PGA Championship in Southern Hills this weekend, you saw one of the craziest golf tournaments I have ever seen. Justin Thomas coming from behind to win the PGA Championship. Wow. I don't know where to start. Because coming into this week, Justin Thomas was my pick. Yes, if you heard my episode with Tom Jacobs last week, both of us liked JT going in this week. And the first 2 days and the day, he did not disappoint. I mean, yesterday I thought JT was done in the toilet, but he came from behind and pulled off one of the biggest comebacks in major championship golf history to win. Let me tell you about JT. He started at 2 under, 7 shots behind Mito Pereira, and we're going to talk about Mito in a little bit. But JT did not start off well, bogeying the third hole, putting himself 8 shots behind Pereira. And you think it's game over, but you know in the final round of a major, somebody big is going to make a run. And the two guys who everybody thought would make a run today were Justin Thomas and Rory McIlroy because they were at similar scores, and you knew one of them would get hot. And despite the bogey, I never lost faith in Thomas. He birdied 5, bogeyed 6, but birdied the par 5 ninth, which ended up being a huge turning point. And then he birdied 11 and 12. And I think it was after the 11th or 12th hole, I said to my folks, he's not out of it. Justin Thomas is still going to win the tournament. He might back into it, but he's still going to win because it was weird because it seemed like everybody was just struggling out there. It seemed like the pressure was getting everybody. And sometimes when you're not in the final group, you don't feel the pressure. You don't feel quite the stress. And you can go out and play. And it seemed like the guys in the final groups felt the pressure. You know, I feel bad for what happened. Me to Pro, we'll talk about it in a minute, but it seemed like JT made the shots when he needed, hit quality shots and the birdie at 17, not in the playoff, but on the 71st hole proved vital because I felt like JT needed the birdie 13 and 17 to either win the tournament or get in a playoff. Well, he didn't birdie 13, so 17 was his last opportunity of making a birdie. He did that. And I didn't think 500 would make it. I thought 6 or probably 700 would win it. It turned out the birdie ended up being big because what happened. But, you know, some guys have got a lucky number. And this weekend at Southern Hills, 67 became Justin Thomas's lucky number because he shot in the first round, second round, and final round, throwing a 74. And that's how he got 500 at Southern Hills. You imagine JT got 467s. He wins the tournament by 7 shots. But to me, Justin Thomas fit this golf course to a T. I compared this a lot with 2014 Pinehurst after the renovations there and 2017 Quail Hollow after the big renovation for the PGA Championship that August. And who won Quail Hollow that year? Justin Thomas. If you would have listened to us, I mentioned Justin Thomas, Will Zalatoris, Cameron Young, and Mita Pereira. Well, guess what? They finished what, 1, 2, 3, 4 this week. All they needed DJ in there. But congratulations, Justin Thomas, deserving winner. I mean, one of great guys on tour. I mean, his dad's a PGA Tour pro. And by the way, JT made history in more ways than one today. Became the first guy to birdie the first two playoff holes since the PGA went with this three-way aggregate format. I remember Tiger birdieing the first hole against Bob May in 2000, but nobody birdied the first two holes. And JT overcame a 7-shot, 54-hole deficit and actually ballooned and went to 8 after his third hole bogey. Became the third largest comeback for any major champ. Only Paul Lowry, who trailed by 10 shots at the '99 Open Championship, and Jack Burke Jr. at the 1956 Masters trailed by more. Sometimes you get crazy comebacks. And today, Justin Thomas made a crazy comeback and showed up when it mattered, made the big plays, and I look at the way he played the 3 playoff holes, 13, 17, 18. Yeah, the drive at 13 didn't go well, but instead of going for the green, he laid up, used his wedge game, which I knew would be a strong suit, and then made the birdie putt and hit a great drive a la Colin Morikawa 2 years ago at Holland Park. Got up, 2-putt and made the birdie. Great drive at 17, good approach shot, put it in gimme range, and won the tournament. Simple. Fairways, greens, make putts, you win the tournament. And then shoot 367s and win. So congratulations to Justin Thomas. Can't wait to see what JT would do. By the way, JT is now the 4th player to win the PGA in a playoff after previously winning the PGA. Vijay Singh was the last guy to do this in 2004, and the PGA Championship didn't always used to be a stroke play. It became a stroke play in 1958. You imagine a match play decide the PGA Championship. So you imagine if Will Zalatoris and Justin Thomas played 18 holes for the Wanamaker this afternoon. That would have been interesting. And by the way, I said a lot about JT, but I feel gutted for Mita Pereira today. I mean, I thought Mita, for a long time, Mita was going to win because going into the day, Mita enjoyed a 3-shot lead, and it seemed like destiny was there for me. Was playing well, but he was scrambling galore today, making pulls, making birdies whenever needed. I mean, I remember that great birdie he made yesterday on the 18th hole. I'm like, he's going to win. He looked like he was going to win. And until the 17th hole, I felt like Mita was going to win. And then that birdie putt fell a half-inch short. Like he needed 1/2 roll. And I'm like, that putt looks good. And then I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. And then tee shot at 18, which you need to avoid the creek. And unfortunately, Mita's ball found the water. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. You have got to be kidding me. And then I'm like, he's done. Because from there, he's got to figure out how to get it on the green and almost 2-putt. And then he had a bad third shot. I mean, it seemed like on the tee shot, his nerves got in the way and he quickened his release. And, the 72nd hole of the major, we're all feeling it. I was feeling it. My hands are still sweating, and I didn't play today. So you imagine what those guys were doing. But I felt gutted for Mita. I thought he was going to win. I mean, he looked like. I mean, I didn't care who won. Me, I really thought Mito could have won it. It would have been cool seeing the first Chilean goal for winning. Obviously Joaquin Neiman. Joaquin Neiman almost felt worse than his countryman Washington. It seemed like Neiman wanted. I guarantee you, Neiman wanted his friend and countrymate to win, but you know, I think Mito's going to be around. This kid's got a lot of talent. I really like the way he played the course really well, really smartly, really maturely, and sometimes it just doesn't happen. A lot of people are going to remember what happened with Colin Montgomery and Phil Mickelson when they famously doubled the 18th at Wingfoot in 2006 to a miss with fall one shot behind Jeff Ogilvy when he won the '06 U.S. Open. But, sometimes it's just not meant to be. And I feel like Mito Pereira is going to be around a long time. I really love the way he handled the interview with Amanda Renner. I think he'll be fine. Just hopefully he can get over this. I'm sure it stings for him right now. I'm sure he feels gutted coming that close to become Chile's first major winner and lifting the Wanamaker. But I would just say you played really well for 71 holes, and some guys hit bad shots. Tiger's hit bad shots. Rory McIlroy's hit bad shots. Dill's hit bad shots. Justin Thomas has hit bad shots. Dustin Johnson's hit bad shots. Heck, Scotty Scheffler, who won everything this year, missed the cut. So sometimes we're not perfect. Nobody's perfect. Not even Jack Nicklaus wasn't perfect. He didn't win every tournament. So sometimes you don't get it. So hopefully he can get back from this, because I really feel like Mito's got a lot of potential, and hopefully we'll see him contend and win another major, because he should have at least been in the playoff. And another guy I feel gutted for is Will Zalatoris, because I love seeing Will Zalatoris play. He might be he's thin, but he's got he can hit the ball a long way for a little fella. And it was fun seeing the two Wake Forward Steeman Deacons, Will and Cameron Young, this afternoon. It seemed like Will was a little nervous in that final pairing. I knew being with the two Demon Deacons would help each other immensely, and it seemed like Will relaxed, played really well. And I really like his game. He's contending for foreign majors. Let me see. Get this. Will has finished. Will has got 5 top 8 finishes, including 2 seconds, his first 8 major starts. Not bad. Not bad. Will Zalatoris is going to win a tournament before long. Everybody's saying, who's going to be the next first-time winner on the PGA Tour? It's very likely to be Will Zalatoris, and when it is, it's going to be in a big event, because Will Zalatoris can flat out play. It doesn't matter what golf course. It can be Augusta, PGA, US Open. He'll play any course, and by golly, he is capable of winning anything. And, I looked at the way he fought through yesterday, because a lot of guys, after making 4 bogeys in 7 holes, would have shot at 78, 79, I don't know what Tiger did. But he made a couple key birdies late, which kept his round going. And then today, birdies at 4 and 5, bogeys 6 and 7, 12 and 16, but made a big birdie at 17. And it seemed like 17 was a big difference maker today. And maybe that extra half inch would have relaxed Mito Pereira, because if he would have made that putt, Mito would have gone to 18 with a 2-shot lead, meaning he doesn't have to go for the creek. He can almost lay up, play for bogey, second shot wouldn't have been that aggressive. Then he could have just played for the green, two putt, and one by one. Instead, he probably played more aggressively than he would have, and he found the water. So I really like Will Zalatoris' game. He's going to be around for a long time. I think we're just seeing Will Zalatoris as a baby on the PGA Tour. Will's got immense game, and I feel like a win's coming from him. And when it does, it will be a big event. I loved him this week at like 35-1. I feel like Will Zalatoris, when he wins, it's going to be a big event and he will pay off in spades. So congratulations to Justin Thomas for winning your second PGA Championship, and I feel like this tournament's brought so many surprises, so much chaos, and so much craziness. You never know what to expect at Southern Hills. I mean, first 2 days were hot, windy. Then yesterday was cold, windy, and then today was chaotic. What else do you want in a golf tournament? That's what makes these majors so much fun. I can't believe I got one right with JT. I don't know. I don't know. Like sometimes I got a good feeling. I mean, that said he's going to win the golf tournament. I'm like, he's going to win the golf tournament, whether he backs into it or not. But for once, I'm right. So thank you for tuning in. I'm exhausted. I think we're all exhausted after watching that 3-0 Aggregate playoff. So I will be back with major coverage, hopefully, for the U.S. Open. But see you for now, and we'll talk soon.